Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Celtic Warband here, and today I am bringing you another subscribers battle replay submitted by James the Great. And this is on the nice desert plains. I love desert battles. They just make for some really cinematic shots and cinematic battle scenes. So this is a pretty quick battle, but we're going to cover a lot of slow motion in this battle. You can see that it's only 6 minutes long. But I'm actually going to put it on pause right now just because you can see that the Ebdanian player has actually deployed his entire force right in behind the enemies. So they've almost been attacked on both sides. This is probably an error in the Visigoths' intelligence. Their scouts reported that the army was coming from this direction, and they formed up their battle lines, but little did they know that the Ebdanians had actually moved around the flanks. And if you guys are saying, hey, why are the Ebdanians in the desert? Just don't think about that, all right? just enjoy the battle. So let's take a look at the army comps real quick, and then we'll get the battle started, starting with the Ebdanians over here. So he's got some chosen raiders over here, a couple units of them. And then he's got some Celtic crossbows. Looks like 3 units, mixed in with a lot of the King's Warband. So probably 4 units of them. Then he's got some Scottish teachers. Looks like 4 units. And he's got some spears, Celtic spearmen, Celtic axe warriors. Right at the back here, he's got some Mortimer cavalry with the King's Fianna as the general. So pretty nice looking army over there. So let's zoom on over to the Visigoths next. So you can see their cav. They've got some Germanic lancers over here, already being harassed by the chosen raiders. And he's got some Gothic Palatina defectors, looks like 5 units, followed by 4 units of Germanic Spearmasters. And his general is Germanic Noble, and he's got 1 or 2 units. Does he have another one on this flank? No, looks like just 1 unit of Gothic Pikemen. And the true Desert Warriors over here, we've got the Sassanids. So it looks like he's got some Persian Levy, really cheap spears. He's got some elite Dalamite infantry, though, and that's pretty much his army. Really no skirmishers at all, just a ton of these. Let's see, 4, 8, 12, 13 units. That is a lot of Dalamite warriors. And then for his cav, he's got the, I don't believe we've ever seen these guys on my channel, but they're called Pushtiban Cataphrats. So they look pretty cool. Not too bad. Really elite. Love the plumes. Love the plumes there. And Safbed is the general, so that's pretty standard for the Sassanids. And the player who sent in the battle, James the Great, he is playing as the Tanukhids, one of my favorite factions, and one of the factions I actually play the best with. So he's bringing some Rebellion Militia in the front, 4 units of Desert Pikes behind. Then he's got a ton of these Tanukhid ambushers, really high attack. If we take a look at them, melee damage 50, melee attack 49, and they got a good charge bonus, but 8 armor, so you really got to get them in the charge bonus. Don't allow them to just stand there and be charged by cav, because they will be wrecked. And then for his cav, he's got Mavia's Bodyguard and Mavia's Chosen, about 4 units of them? 5 units of them. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and press play here. And we're kind of going to focus over here on this part of the battle just because the Tanukhid player is going to have to really kind of catch up. Oh yeah, so you can see the Chosen Raiders already starting to annoy the Visigoths. And yeah, getting a lot of good kills there. They're not even facing the right way, so their shields are basically useless at this point. And right away, the Sassanid player makes a massive mistake. And I don't know if you guys are already noticing it right now, but if you are ambushed and you've got a player in behind and then a player in front, why in the world would you move your entire force into the killing ground? What I would have done is move the Sassanid army out to not allow them to ambush, and tell the Visigoths to follow suit, and then it would have just kind of leveled the playing field back over again. But unfortunately, the Sassanids, I feel like they wanted to kind of save the Visigoths, which is very valiant, and try to block the Tanukhids from moving in. And so that the Visigoths wouldn't be fighting back-to-back. But this just is a huge mistake, unfortunately. Chosen Raiders, again, using fire arrows. I would probably use standard shot. These Gothic Lancers, they have little to no armor. But he is doing a lot of damage to these Lancer-type units. A lot of them laying dead on the field. Oh, that's nice, though. Nice shot. You can see the Sassanids coming to reinforce over the hill. That looks awesome. You got the desert, the dust being kicked up from the hundreds of men that are moving forwards. So yeah, if we take a look at the men, so the Ebdanian Tanukhid alliance, 5,120, and the Sassanid Visigoths alliance had about 5,040, but they've already lost about 150 men, so that is not good. And it looks like the Visigoths are in total disarray. They're peeling off one unit at a time. They really need to group up their forces, otherwise they're just going to be picked apart one by one. This is not the way to approach an ambush. You are just giving your men to the slaughter. Not only do the Ebdanians or the Celts have a superior terrain advantage, but they also have superior numbers in this situation. Not sure if they are charging in at this point, or... But it looks like the King's Warband is going to intercept them. Yes, they are. Excellent. So yeah, let's go ahead and kind of tick this to slow motion here, because a lot is happening. And just in time. Yes, you can see... Look at what's happened here. The Sassanids and the Visigoths are kind of in a little bit of disarray. The Sassanids have formed up their battle line, which is good, but a lot of the Visigothic infantry is caught trying to get behind the Tanukhids. Meanwhile, the Ebdanians are just sweeping the Visigoths aside over on this flank. And it looks like the rebellion militia are moving forwards against the Persian levies. So that is a good matchup. Cheap spears to cheap spears. So yeah, we're going to get some nice, decent slow-motion shots in this battle just because we only have 3 minutes left of it. Here they come. Pretty soft charge. Oh, that's a little better. I was going to say, that wasn't a very good charge. Yeah, so we've got the spears engaged over here. It looks like we got some more rebellion militia catching a ton of units trying to go and reinforce the Visigoths. So this rebellion militia is definitely going to be slaughtered, but it's just caused such a disarray amongst the Sassanid ranks. The Eastern factions, not known for their discipline. They tend to break pretty easily under pressure. Yeah, they are getting cut down. Just look at this battlefield so far. Turn on the HUD so you guys can kind of see what's going on. But yeah, another massive, massive mistake. Unfortunately, the Sassanids and the Visigoths have funneled all of their cav into this, like, killing zone here. They're not able to move forwards anymore because that's the end of the battlefield. And they are trying to push their elite Delamite warriors around the flank. But I think that James the Great sees that, and he's going to send some of his Mavias Chosen in to kind of bottleneck the Sassanid cavalry that's trying to escape. So they are not going to get out of here alive, unfortunately. Oh, and a lot of those Delamite warriors getting hit with the charge as well. Oh, it's a tough sight to see, that's for sure, if you are rooting for the Sassanid Visigothic alliance. Yeah, so there is this space in the middle, so they have managed to keep themselves from becoming outflanked. But unfortunately, the Celtic crossbows are able to focus the rear of the Sassanids. And yeah, it's just all around not a very good time. Over on this flank, though, it does look like the Sassanids are kind of winning with the help of their Visigothic brothers over here. The Desert Pikes are having a lot of trouble. We've got some ambushers as well charging in, pushing back some of this Persian levy. But they are pretty cheap. I don't think it's as big of a deal if they are lost in this battle. They're basically fodder units. But just look at how healthy the Ebdanian force is. That was a very, very well-executed ambush. I think it really threw the Sassanid Visigoths thick alliance off guard. But yeah, the Sassanids are kind of breaking through over here. Once you get the Tanukhid ambushers into prolonged melee, they do tend to suffer a little bit, just because of their lack of armor. But that's where the pikes come into big help, just because the pikes can add that defense, just like we see right here. So you can see that the ambushers are being protected mostly by the pikes, and then in turn they can just use their heavy melee damage to just wreck these Persians. And you can see a lot of the Sassanid cav trying to escape, but there is no escape. The light shock cav of the Tanukhids has managed to keep the Sassanids. Ooh, good kill there. Knocking that guy off his horse. Oh, and here comes the King's Fianna, I should say. The Sassanids called a retreat. They wanted to try to break through the other way, but it was too late. The Ebdanians had already closed the trap. And yes, this is just a slaughter. And you guys know that I usually like really close battles on my channel, but this one I chose for the strategy played, and not necessarily the good strategy of the attackers. It definitely was a very valid strategy, but just the massive mistake the defenders made. They almost walked right into the trap, knowing it full well that it was there. So that was really tough to see. But again, you know, people start in every aspect of the game. Like nobody starts this game and is just insanely good at it. You all got to start somewhere. So yeah, there's the King's Warband meeting up with the Tanukhid ambushers. So the jaws have snapped shut, and there are not many men alive at this point of the battle. What do we got over here? Looks like we've got some of the Palatinate defectors, some Persian brigade. This flank is still pretty healthy, but if we just zoom out, you can definitely see that there's not many men that will be coming over to this flank to help out. 3,700 men to 1,100 at this point. So I think we're just going to finish it in slow motion. It's only a couple more seconds in the battle, and just kind of enjoy these last moments of slaughter.
The men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
Oh, I don't even know if that extremely healthy unit of Germanic Spearmasters is retreating or not. I think they were able to wipe out the Desert Pikes. Yes, they have. So very good for them. But here comes another another Tanukhid ambusher unit into some of the Persian brigade over here. Let's get some zoom-ins. Oh yeah, these aren't the Tanukid ambushers. I'm sorry. I think these are the rebellion militia. That's why they're just being cut down. Here come the Tanukid ambushers, and oh boy, here comes the cav. You can just see the Pila being thrown every which way. Cav just muscling their way through, and that's the end of the battle there. So decisive victory, and I just think it's because they just kind of push themselves right into the sandwich, basically. But yeah, thanks very much, James the Great, for sending in the battle replay. Thanks, Max Laser, for taking part. And thanks very much to the enemies. You made some mistakes, but we all do. And I'm not without my share of losses. Probably 70% of the games or the battles I play, I lose. So it definitely happens to the best and the worst of us. But take a look at James the Great's army. So doing pretty well with his cab, but look at these Tanukhid ambushers, just because of the excellent charge he got off. Really high kills there. Rebellion Militia did nothing, but they probably did soak up a decent amount of the Sassanid charge, and the Pike's doing okay. Max Laser doing excellent with his cav, excellent with his crossbows. His Scathis Teacher's doing pretty well. This one, 232. 330 with that unit, though, so that's the one to beat. The Visigoths, yeah, a lot of their infantry and cav suffering just because of the surprise attack, I think. This Spearmaster got 103, so that's not bad. And then the Sassanids, you know, decent kills. Like, even their cav, this one did okay, but their other cav just got caught in that trap. And all of them got locked up. They really didn't have enough room to spread out and get a good charge bonus, hence a lot of these heavy shock units barely getting 30 kills. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this pretty quick battle. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more Attila content in the future, and I will see you in the next one.